Today I am painting a portrait of my grandmother who passed away last year in September. I wanted to make this painting for a long time now as a tribute to her, but unfortunately I did not have a high quality picture, so I kept putting it off. Making this painting is going to be challenging because as you saw, the reference image is a bit blurry and doesn't have enough details. So to improve the reference image, I used a site called let'senhance.io. On their website, they claim that they can digitally enhance images with their technology. So looking at the result, it essentially sharpened the image and boosted the colors a bit. You can do that in other tools as well if you want, but for me, the site worked quite well. With the enhanced image, we can now easily identify the outer edges, which we can use to create an accurate outline, and the color edges also become visible, and that helps to distinguish major color shapes. Talking about the painting process, I'm painting this in watercolor. At this point, the base layer is done, which lays down the foundation of skin tone, and I'm putting in more color to build up the painting layer by layer. At early stages, the watercolor paintings look really bad because there's not much detail, but it builds up over time and starts looking better and better. I thought it would be a good idea to add some color to the background so that the painting stands out. For that, I'm adding some dark color which really accentuates the portrait. Now I'm laying down the base color for her sari. The exact color is cerulean blue, which I have watered down a lot for the base layer. It's time to add further details to the painting, and I'm putting down some darker colors to mark the areas of shadow. It is exactly the same color as the base, just with lesser amount of water. This is our third layer for the face, and I'm further working on adding more darker shadows because that really helps with defining the face and gives it a more three-dimensional look. For this layer, I'm using the color in more concentrated form with some darker brown shades mixed in. And this time I'm really going in with the intent of defining most of the details that are there. If you noticed, I had used some blue color on the skin earlier. The general idea is to use it wherever you plan to have your darkest shadows. I'll make a detailed video on this topic very soon, so if you don't want to miss that, make sure you subscribe. Now this is my favorite part. I'm adding even darker color shades which really defines the shadows and makes the portrait really interesting. This helps remove that flatness that it had until now, and the portrait really starts to come together. By this time, I don't even remember how many layers of color I've added to this. But this is the key to making paintings in watercolor. Depending on the result you want, you can keep adding layers until you are happy with the outcome. Here I am working on the highlights. I use a tissue paper to absorb some of the color to lighten the area. The idea here is that the light areas appear closer to the viewer and darker areas further into the background. Following the same layering approach, I am putting in darker colors to the clothes wherever I find shadows. And I'll keep on adding more and more layers to build up color and use darker shades in place of shadows. If you have any questions about the process or need help with any specific part, do let me know in the comments. Now this is an interesting bit. If you want to make the face stand out, you can add very dark colors near the edge of clothes. It's basically a shadow that the cloth is casting onto the skin. If you do this, it adds to the three-dimensional look. Now finally, I am making the background completely dark because the overall portrait is quite light in color, so a darker background will accentuate the portrait even more. So here it is, and I think it looks nice given that the original picture was not that great in quality. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in next one. Thank you for watching.